Welcome to Redondo Beach Center for Spiritual Living Wednesday morning inspiration service. So glad that you all are here today. And to those of you online, thank you so much for joining us. We welcome you as well. And we know that there's no time or space in God, so you're right here with us. We embrace you. Let's turn within for prayer. By the way, I'm Reverend Gregory Toole, for anyone who may not know me. Let's turn within for prayer. Let us know in this moment that all is well, regardless of what may be going on in our personal lives or what we see anywhere and any time. All is well. The presence of the divine is right where we are. The presence of the divine is everywhere present. There's just that one life, that one power, that one presence of infinite love, infinite intelligence, wisdom, and harmony, always abiding, regardless of any appearances that we may see. That there is that abiding love, that abiding truth, and the truth is still the truth, and God is still God, regardless of any appearance. And so this moment, we know that all is well. And so I just bless this entire service that we are engaged in here, knowing that I am one with that divine presence, knowing that each one of us are divine expressions of that one, knowing that our speaker, Reverend Valerie Reeves, is a beautiful, amazing, divine channel and vehicle through which Spirit does wonderful things today and every day. And so I bless all that is unfolding. I know it is perfect. I am grateful. I let it be. And so it is. Well, we have some announcements for you here today. Someone's excited about the announcements. We really do have great things going on here. Sometimes people after the fact will say like, oh, I can't believe I missed that. And I always say, well, whenever we announce an event here, come, because I vet everything that we do here. It's not like everything that comes across my desk ends up being an event here. Anything that we actually have here is something that I'm like, this is going to be awesome. So if you miss it and find out it was awesome, you can know beforehand it's going to be awesome. So you just kind of show up there. So let's see here. Let's make sure we all turn off our cell phones, by the way, or silence them so we don't have any interruptions. We appreciate that. A big thank you to Cynthia Joyce, who had a Divine Dining high tea party, and we hear that everyone had a really good time there. So thank you, Cynthia, for hosting that. Let's see, we have 2 certificated Science of Mind classes coming up real soon, September 4th, Thursday evenings. The first one I'll be teaching, it's a foundational level class, so if you haven't had a foundation class yet, that's the place to start. It's called Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life, and I'll be offering that 6 weeks, 6 Thursdays. And then Reverend Catherine McKinney is teaching a Roots class for those who have already had a foundational class, and that one is required for those who are on the practitioner track. And it's a great class. You study Emerson and Emma Curtis Hopkins and Thomas Troward and Ernest Holmes, all the influences on Ernest Holmes. So it's great to kind of see where did this teaching come from and originate from. The teens are having a fundraiser for winter camp on Sunday, August 31st. So not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday. They'll do a bake sale. You can buy a cookie, or you can just make a donation. And a lot of our teens are new, so they've never experienced the amazingness of these camps. And these camps are amazing for our teens. So this will be a great opportunity for us to support them in going. Tonight, right over in Richelieu Hall at 6 p.m., we have our vegan potluck. So bring a friend and bring a dish, because it's going to be wonderful. If anyone who's been to the vegan potlucks before? Yeah. Are they good? They are awesome, right? Town hall meeting. Every once in a while, we like to gather our community here. We like to gather everyone together and make sure that you're in the know. We don't want just the board to be in the know or just the practitioners to be in the know. We want everyone to be in the know. So that's an opportunity to hear updates from me, from the board, and also for you to make suggestions or ask questions. So it's a great time for us to come together in community. That'll be September 7th at 12:30, so after the service on Sunday, September 7th. This Sunday, I'm giving a forgiveness workshop on August 24th, 12:30. This Sunday, we've been talking about forgiveness all month, and at the workshop, we're going to get down and I don't want to say down and dirty, but we're gonna get into the hands-on nitty-gritty of forgiveness. So if that inspires you, come join us. And of course, like I said last Sunday, forgiveness is really about freedom. It's really about us freeing ourselves up to be fully expressed and fully in our authenticity. Has nothing to do with the other person. It has everything to do with, do I want to be free? So come this Sunday for that. Drumming circle is also happening. So if you're like, I'm done with forgiveness, the drumming circle will be happening at the same time. You can go drum at 12:30 this Sunday as well. And then, what's that? That's another, we're going to teach a class on bi-locating in the future so that you'll learn how to be both places at the same time. Activating your ta-da mindset. That's going to be a workshop on the last Sunday of this month, August 31st. Reverend Mary Morgan will offer that workshop. It's going to be a great workshop. Show up for that. Critical thinking workshop. Myself and practitioner Mark Ruth will be doing a critical thinking workshop on Saturday, September 6th, 10 a.m., Richelieu Hall. It's a way for us, how many of you noticed that sometimes it's hard to tell what's real and what's not real anymore, especially if you're on social media. It's like, is this real news or is this not real news? We're going to help with that. We're going to help you have some tools and some ways to sift through all the various information that comes and very quickly know, is this something that I ought to take seriously, or is this just rubbish? Our office will be closed on Labor Day because we're going to be having a nice time off. So Monday, September 1st, office will be closed. The men's spirit group, because we usually meet on the first Monday and the office will be closed that day, we're going to meet just for September on the second Monday, which is September 8th. At 7 p.m. We've got plenty of volunteer opportunities here, and you can always check at the front desk and say, hey, I want to get involved. What's the best place for me? But right now, specifically, we have opportunities in hospitality, which is the group in the kitchen that kind of helps get all the food out and get set up for the after service. And that's a wonderful team to be a part of. And then also our new friends table, which is in the lobby that greets new people when they're here for the first time. They would love some support as well. And it's a great way, any of our volunteer opportunities is a great way to get connected to the center. It's a great way to be part of the center. Rainbow Service School Supply Drive. That's such a fun thing. Maureen McKinney's been doing that for the longest time, I forget what the number was, but it's a long time. She said since she was a teenager, and she's, I think, nearly 20 years. I think she's been doing it for nearly 20 years. And we basically just for kids who may not have the financial means, their family, to get them school supplies, we donate school supplies to them. So you can bring backpacks and notebooks and pens and all that sort of thing and drop them off out there on a bench, and it will help some children with their learning. We have Lost and Found. We keep things for 4 weeks. Stop by the front desk if you misplaced something and think you might have left it here. Flyers for all of our events can be found at the activity table in the lobby. And for a full list of activities, see our weekly e-newsletter and our Spirit Speaks magazine. Finally, a big thank you. Let's give a hand to all of our wonderful volunteers. We appreciate you all so much. It's, a church is an amazing thing because it's an organization, it's a serious organization run all by pretty much volunteers. And it works, and it's so beautiful to see people get involved. Today, our speaker is the one and only Reverend Valerie Reeves. Best day ever. Before we bring Reverend Valerie up, we're going to have a song from our wonderful lead musician, Elise Carver. Let's give her some love.
Thank you, everybody.
I'm Reverend Gregory Toole, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that.
The first song I'm going to do today is called Instrument of Peace. It is a musical rendition of the prayer of St. Francis, and it was written by a group called the Porter's Gate. They are a group of musicians that came together at the very early days of the coronavirus to make some music and find some a creative outlet that helped them also find a center of hope and peace in the tough times that we are all dealing with at the moment. So this is one of my favorites of the body of work that they have released since then. Lord, make me an instrument of peace, an instrument of peace. Lord, make me an instrument of peace, an instrument of peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is darkness, let me sow light. For in the giving we shall receive, and in the dying we're given life. Lord, make me an instrument of peace, an instrument of peace. Lord, make me an instrument of peace, an instrument of peace. Where there is sorrow, let me sow hope. Where there is doubt, let me sow faith. Where there is injury, your pardon give, your consolation to those in pain. Lord, make me an instrument of peace, an instrument of peace. Lord, make me an instrument of peace, an instrument of peace.
Awesome. Thank you. Beautiful music. My granddaughters are learning to play the piano, so I know that is not an easy thing. Oh, it's so great to be here with all of you. I am Valerie Reeves. I am one of the staff ministers here. I'm also spiritual director up in Apple Valley High Desert Center for Spiritual Living. And so it's a beautiful little drive down the hill. But Sunday, because I have just brought on a new staff minister, I decided I would take the day and go up to Big Bear because I'm only about an hour away from there, and I hadn't been there since probably a long time ago, whenever it was. And there was snow on the ground, and I thought, well, I've never been there in the summertime, and it's cooler up there. So I went up there and had the day off, and I thought, it's a good day for me to release. I know that Reverend, I wanted to say doctor, so I guess that's in his consciousness. Reverend Gregory Toole is doing a workshop on forgiveness, and I usually do one every quarter, and we arm wrestled, and he won, so he's doing a forgiveness workshop, which I'm excited to see what he uses versus what I use. And one of the things that I do when I need to forgive people is I write and rip. And I hadn't done some forgiveness work for a little while, so I did a lot of, went up to Big Bear, walked in the trees, and then did a bunch of writing and ripping and releasing. Because when we have maybe some, not that I would ever have anger. I'm so enlightened, right? You too, right? But sometimes maybe we're holding on to something, and resentment, it's resending that anger. they're the boomerang, and we get to have it come right back to us. But I always think of when I have anger, maybe I was mad at my dad, and maybe I brought it up again, and that's blocking my flow. Maybe forgave my second grade teacher, but then it brought it up again. And so everything that we're holding on to is blocking our flow. It's not doing anything to them. So I did a lot of writing and ripping and felt really good. It's like, let me let it all go. And that felt so good, which I really encourage you all to do, and definitely go to his forgiveness workshop and send me all the information and how that was, because I know it's going to be fabulous. But when we go forth and give up holding on to anything that is blocking our flow, then we get in that beautiful space. My talk title today is Love and Law. And so on the way back down the hill, because I had my new staff minister, I had her do the talk on Sunday, and I thought, well, I'm going to listen to her talk. And she gave kudos to me, and she said, thank you so much, because Reverend Valerie, the week before, asked this question: do you love yourself enough to create habits that reflect that love? I thought, oh my God, I'm brilliant. And then I had to think about it a little bit more, and it's like, I don't remember asking that question. I talked about habits, I talked about love, so I called her and I said, thank you for giving me credit to that question, because I love that question. Do you love yourself enough to create habits that reflect that love? I'm like, okay, maybe here, and no, yes, no. So looking at ourselves and what habits can I create to reflect the love for myself, because love and law are the things that give us that beautiful creative power here to have the life that we want. And so when I called her, she said, well, you talked about habits and you talked about love, and I just kind of brought it all together. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's what happens when we all come together. I say a little of this and a little of that and a little of this, and your brilliant mind takes it together and puts it in a puzzle that works for you. So let's celebrate your brilliance. Yay! Celebrating my brilliance today makes it the best day ever. So we get to celebrate our brilliance. And in Science of Mind, we are a spiritual teaching. We are a center of love and spirituality. And one of the books that Ernest Holmes wrote is Love and Law. I did not see one in the bookstore, and I did not bring mine down. But I have a lot of quotes from Love and Law, because love points the way, the law makes it possible. There are spiritual laws. Basically, spiritual laws that say if I plant a seed of an onion, I'm going to grow an onion. I'm not going to get a watermelon. If I plant seeds of negativity, I'm going to get more negativity. So what seeds am I planting? And every thought is a seed. Every thought is a prayer. Ernest Holmes said, our thoughts are things. They go out there and bring back to us exactly what we're thinking about. So if you want to know what you're thinking about, look at your life. I'm like, because the good news is that we get to create our own reality. And the bad news is that we get to create our own reality. Because sometimes we're creating something really good, and sometimes not so much. And not taking it on if I've created something in my life, maybe a dis-ease or disharmony in my body, or relationships that are not in that divine perfect flow, then I need to forgive myself, love myself, forgive, let it go, and put in those good seeds, those wonderful seeds. So love says, go this way, and law says, I'm going to make the road possible for you based on all the blocks and barriers that you have. Law is like the GPS, the road. And if you have too many detours, too many potholes because of anger or frustration or resentments that you're holding on to, it's going to make it a little challenging to get to a direct line for that love. So Ernest Holmes says this, and I know the brilliance of Grant, who we love, is going to pull up this slide that says, love only is the fulfilling of the law, bringing its use to those high purposes that bind us back to the heart of the universe. Love waits for the fulfillment of the law. It is kind and does not envy. It seeks not its own and thinks no evil. So making sure that we're being aware of every thought, because it's kind of like we're in a clear space, and then like the plumbing's not working and there's a drip of water. That's like our negativity. Drip, drip, drip. And if we don't fix it and change our thinking, then we will have a puddle of water, and then a whole sea of water, a whole pool of water of negativity. So we want to make sure that we are putting in those good thoughts and, excuse me, stepping away from the negativity. And we get caught up into habits. So what habits of thinking do you have? Because we become addicted to certain thoughts. Maybe we have a lot of guilt from the past, so we have thoughts that bring us more guilt. Maybe we have shame from the past, so we bring thoughts that bring more than that, more to us. So the only way to fix that is to keep doing positive affirmation. I don't want to say the only way. There are a lot of ways. The main way is to love ourselves, let go of the past, change our story. In this philosophy, we talk about change your thinking, change your life. Center heart around new growth experiences, which is my acronym for change. Center heart around new growth experiences, which means let me make sure that I'm being aware of the thoughts that I'm having all day long. And because the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between you and me, if I spot it, I got it. So if I'm seeing it out there somewhere, it's somewhere prevalent in me. So let me make sure I'm seeing the good in everyone. I know Wayne Dyer used to say, go to an airport, watch a 747 unload, think of something positive about every person that walks by. Easier said than done sometimes, right? Because we get into maybe a habit of judging people. Oh, look at what she's wearing. Oh, look at, why would she wear stilettos through the airport? I've done that. I've not worn stilettos, but I've judged people that have. It's like, why would you do that? I don't understand. So making sure that we're seeing the good in everyone, because as we become a good finder, we find a habit of becoming a good finder within ourselves. And getting in the habit when we're looking in the mirror, it's like, yes, it's me, right? Being excited about seeing yourself and not beating ourselves up for stuff. If a story from the past comes up, let it go. I listened to Reverend Gregory's talk on Sunday, and he was talking about when he had a story that he kept saying over and over and over that he finally got sick of it. And it's like, I've been there. I can relate to that. Let me just tell my story and tell my story and tell my story until you're sick of it and everyone else is sick of it. We don't need to drag the stories of the past. Let's tell a new story because it's a new day, and we're new thought, which means let's have a new thought about ourselves and about the things that maybe we get addicted to. I've been reading for many years, because I keep going over it and over it, Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, Breaking the Habit of Being Myself. Breaking the habit of being yourself, because we may love ourselves, like ourselves, love ourselves, make peace with ourselves, and yet we may have some micro habits that we keep doing over and over that keep creating the same thing. Different day, same thing, different day. So changing our thoughts so that we can have good thoughts about ourselves, loving thoughts about ourselves. Ernest Holmes says this: if we would look for a God of love, we must look long and deeply into each other. We must look away from the differences until we penetrate into the unity of the whole. Love alone reveals love. Hate but hides the gleam. So if we get in the habit of hating, maybe I was at that space of hating the situation that happened in the past, and maybe even hating the people that were representing that, and I'm holding on to that. It's not hurting them. They're going merrily about their life. So we just let it go. It's like it's in the past. For whatever reason, my spirit drew that to me. For whatever was in my consciousness, I forgive myself, and I move forward. And in this philosophy, I mean, we're spiritual beings. I want to tell this story just because I thought it was so cute. Most of us, and again, in this philosophy, take what you like, leave the rest. But in this philosophy, we don't believe in a deity up in the old man up in the sky, or a hell. Heaven and hell are what we create ourselves. So I took my two little granddaughters swimming, and as we were leaving, they were kind of walking behind me, and the older one, who's 8, said to the little one, she said, "Did you hear that song?" They were singing a song that said, "Highway to Hell." And so I explained to them, because I'm thinking, what, they've been in science of mind forever, so what would they know about hell? So I explained to them that there are some people that think when you die, if you've been bad, you go to a fiery pit with the devil, and if you've been good, you go up into the sky with a beautiful deity that they call God, and you sing with the angels if you've been good. And the little one looks at me and she said, well, that sounds like a made-up story. I said, I know, right? That is my thought too. And so we've moved past that, and we've moved to the space that we know that God is an energy, an essence that flows through all of us, and that we get to create, that we are here to have our own free will. And bless anyone who believes whatever they believe, great for them. I love that. And I know for me, there's things that resonate. That's why when I came to this philosophy and they said, question everything. I'm teaching a Troward class right now. So just because Troward says it doesn't make it true. He's a wonderful, amazing person and had great philosophy. And this I like, this not so much. This I love, this not so much. So we take what we like and we leave the rest. It's like, does it resonate with you? And I remember when I was 8 and they talked about the heaven and hell thing, and it's like, that doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't resonate. So when I walked into the doors of the Science of Mind Center, I was like, okay, this resonates. We're spiritual. This feels like truth to me. And so finding and questioning everything, what feels like truth to you? And there may be things that I talk about, and you may say, yeah, that doesn't resonate. And other things that it's like, yes, that resonates. So they question everything. And here's what I do know, is that we have these wonderful love energy, the love, the excitement for that's where goals come from, is that love energy that's pointing the way that says, this is for you to express. Go to Austria, go to this place and have a great experience. There's something that calls inside of us. Write a book, sing a song, whatever it is that calls to you. That is love. That is that spirit individualized inside of you, guiding where you want to go, and then law makes it possible. I don't have to figure it all out. It's just keep that vision in front of myself, and then allow the law of spirit to open up. Just like the law of gravity, it's going to work the same for everyone as long as they move those barriers out of the way so that the law can keep guiding. And those barriers that we have are the unforgiveness, are the guilt, the shame, the old stories that we hold on to. So I know Abraham Hicks talks about get into a car, the GPS, you're setting it. It doesn't say where have you been, what baggage are you carrying, right? It just says where are you and where are you going? So when we pull up those old stories that keep dragging us down into these old habitual thoughts that have created where we are, and we may love where we are and want more of that, so let me clear the path and see the good in everyone and everything. Ernest Holmes goes on to say, but the great, did I do this one already? Yeah, but the great law of the universe must be one with the great law of its own being, and we approach love through law. This, then, is the teaching, love and law. As the love of God is perfect, so is the law of God also perfect. We must understand both. Knowing that I can't have blocks and barriers in my thinking if I'm going this way, because it gives our spirit, our energy, mixed messages. If I say, I am worthy of this, and then I have 10,000 other thoughts that say I'm not worthy of that. And it's probably somewhere deep, deep, deep. That's why we keep saying, I am worthy of this. I am already this. It's already here. And we keep our affirmations in the present tense. Right here, right now, I am whole, perfect, and complete. Beautiful, fabulous, and intelligent. Give ourselves those things that work well. And then when the mind kicks in and says, nope, 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 but you're not, you did this, it's like, let that go. That was in the past. Every thought before this moment was in the past. Every experience before this moment was in the past. So we let it go and we move forward and say, right here, right now, Spirit is guiding and directing with ease, with grace, with love, with prosperity, with brilliance. I added an extra quote on here for me today because I was listening to Louise Hayes on the way down here. So I was talking about the water faucet, drip, drip, drip. So she says, don't drown in a sea of your own negativity when you can float on the ocean of life, right? We don't want to drown ourselves with a sea of negativity, because every thought that we have negative about other people, every thought that we have negative about ourselves is creating a big sea of negativity. So we want to step away from that. And when those negative thoughts come up, it's like delete, delete. If you're a computer person, it's Control-Alt-Delete. I want to delete it forever, right? Let it go. And then let me put in the new thoughts that I want. Let me immerse myself in love and peace and harmony and be mindful of the things that I'm listening to. Am I listening to other people whine and complain about other people, and I jump on that bandwagon and whine and complain about them or about life? Or do I say the microcosm of the macrocosm? Because we're all creating it together. And so with that collective consciousness, the more we can immerse ourselves in good thoughts, in peace, love, and harmony, not getting concerned or worried about things out there, but being in the space, knowing that I always know the right and perfect things to do because love is pointing the way. I'm not going to step into fear of things that are going on. The acronym for fear is forgetting every available resource. That's when we step away from spirit, then we may step into fear. I heard a new one last night from one of the people in my class who said fear, acronym for him, was forgetting everything's all right. So when we step into fear, maybe we forgot everything's all right. Everything's all right. Everything is working out for the highest and best good of all concerned. And we may look at something and say, oh my God, that's awful. Or we can say, that's the human experience. And a collective consciousness in that area that's creating that. Universe, clean that up in me. Whatever is supporting that. Because the more I can release it from my own self, the more I'm surrounded by other people that are in that same love space bubble, where we're planting seeds of love, peace, harmony, prosperity, and goodness for all, creating the world that works for everyone, and then that's going to grow. Because our thoughts are things, they are seeds that we're planting. So plant some good seeds. So I am knowing that today we are planting the best seeds ever, creating the best life ever. I know I have one more quote, and I'm assuming that it's something amazing, because it is. The Buddha taught, this is a Thich Nhat Hanh, the Buddha taught that it is possible to live 24 hours a day in a state. Every movement, every glance, every thought, every word can be infused with love. I've not done it yet, but I'm knowing that I can immerse myself in that space of love, because we have those little thoughts that bubble up that maybe weren't so loving. So let's make it a practice to be in that space of peace, love, harmony, knowing all is well. So the charge to everyone today is get out there and love everything that you see today. Love the flowers, you got the ocean, love the blue sky, love everyone around, and love yourself. And so it is. Thank you. All right. So on Wednesdays, we do have the opportunity to give, because as we give, we do receive, knowing that as we throw out into the universe, it all comes back to us, and loving having this wonderful spiritual center to be able to come together to remember our divinity. And if you're at home, you can donate online. If you're here, you can donate online. You can use the QR code right up there that Grant created so beautifully. You can also text the amount to the number up there, or you can donate live and in person. So Vicky's going to come up and we will read our giving statement. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper. All those who give and all those who receive. I rejoice in the sharing of my good, and I release my gift with love. And so it is. And now Elise will sing us some music, yes?
Love is my decision, up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision. my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. Up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. 'Cause right here and now I know it's done. The life that I've dreamed of has finally begun. 'Cause sure as the sun shines down on me, I am the one to set myself free. Love is my decision. Up to me to dance down the road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. My decision right here and now.
Beautiful. Thank you. Wow, that was awesome. All right, now we leave it up to questions and answers. If people want prayer treatment, Grant is doing everything today. Let's give it up for Grant. Awesome. And I apologize, I did tell somebody I married Grant, and it's like, I didn't marry Grant, but I officiated his wedding, so. Awesome. All right, anybody have any questions, comments, words of wisdom? Okay. Grant, you got any questions? I'm thinking you might have a question, Grant. Do you have a question? Okay, no. This is rare, so that I feel like I need to say something enlightening. Oh, I already did. That's right. Hopefully, yes. Beverly, I knew you would have something. Comment or question?
Pass it on down.
Or word?
It's not a question, it's a treatment.
Okay.
And what's happening in my household is a trust has come up, and my son's working on it, and it seems angry and upsetting, and lawyers, and it's on and on. And I'm holding for the highest good, this or something better. But this morning, I feel like I've been inundated with this energy. And he asked me to read the response. He's a lawyer to the other lawyer. And I have lots of tools, but I know we're not supposed to say but, it's and I would really like some assistance because I just feel that energy. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. I feel it. I see it clearly already. I do want to explain, if you're still new to this philosophy, our spiritual mind treatment is done in 5 steps. It is a positive prayer. And the way I like to teach the kids, I just say thumbs up. First, we recognize that God is everywhere, everything. And since God is everything, everywhere, second step, I unify. I realize that God spirit energy is flowing through me. That's my unification. And then I declare, or I realize that all is possible in the mind of spirit. I don't have to figure it out. I just know all is possible. And so then I go to the fourth step, which is thanksgiving. I give thanks that it's already complete, already done in spirit. And then I release it to the universal action of the law, which is letting go and letting God. It's like when you place an order with Amazon, you don't like, oh my God, where is it? Where is it? Well, maybe you do because it didn't show up right away, but normally we just send the order and we know it's going to show up. It's the same thing with our positive prayer, our treatment, knowing that I release it to Spirit. Spirit's going to figure it out. I don't have to figure it out. I just need to make the way welcome. And so I see it clearly that there is only one power. I'm one with that power. Beverly's one with that power. Your family is one with that power. All good. I speak my word and declare that this is a wonderful, easy process, that we just get ourselves out of the way and allow Spirit to guide it, direct it, and the highest and best is already unfolding. It's already done. It's already done. It's already done. And I release anything that's unlike that already done as I give thanks that it's already done in gratitude and release it to the universal action of the law so that it can come to full fruition. I just let it go. And that's the end of the treatment, and so it is. And remembering that when we get caught up, because sometimes we get caught up into other people's energy, and it's like their energy over here is like, and we feel like, oh my God, I need to jump into that crazy pool of dysfunction with them and be angry too, or feel it, or I'm feeling somebody else's energy, and it's like, could I step away? Could I wash my hands, maybe slap a little water on my face, and tap my heart and say, all is well, all is love, all is well. All is well, all is love, and let everything else go. Because sometimes we have to remind ourselves that all is well, that life is just working out, and I believe in soul agreements, and there's agreements that are happening on a whole nother level that I can know and trust that that's the highest and best for all concerned. And I don't need to get myself into angry, crazy pool of dysfunction or that sea of negativity. I can stand strong, making sure that I'm meditating, that I'm saying positive things to myself and seeing the love in everyone else and knowing all is well. Despite any appearances, all is well. All right.
Actually, what you said just applies to almost any situation. I'm embarking on some intensive physical therapy to regain my energy level and my functioning after a major surgery. And I'm also clearing my house out to get it repaired. And I'm seeking harmony. With one child, there's no problem. There's always harmony. With the other child, there's always a problem. So I just have to understand, all I have to do is keep myself serene, be loving, and whatever the other person does, they do. Bless them and help them, God.
Yes. And I always love the words, up until now. Maybe there was disharmony, but right now I step into a space of harmony. I step into the ocean of life, which is love, peace, and harmony. And not a drop of water in the ocean. We are the ocean in a drop of water, and every cell is part of love. And I'm going to see love. I'm going to know love. And I always love to have the visualization inside of my mind that all is harmonious and all is well. Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah. I think we're good. I'm going to do a closing treatment unless anybody else going once, going twice. Okay, so to the final treatment for everyone, because I know this will apply to all of us. As we just close our eyes to any distractions, if you choose for a moment, going inside our heart of hearts, deep inside where nothing has ever been harmed or hurt, where it's pure and perfect spirit inside of each and every one of us. It is the thing itself, as I just breathe in the fullness of love, letting go, letting go, letting go of anything that does not serve me, any thoughts, any stories, any disharmony. I just let that go. That even if it's not there, I see the smile and the love in everyone's face and in everyone's eyes because I see it in myself and I reflect it out into the universe. That we are unified with that one spirit, that one God, that one energy that aligns the stars and planets and keeps the oceans flowing. That same power flows right where we are. As I speak my word and claim for each and every person here that there is health, There is harmony. There is a revealing of the wholeness of all that we are. There is creativity. There is prosperity. There is that openness of love, guiding and directing always. Removing any blocks, any barriers, creating the best day ever, and in great gratitude, knowing it's already complete. It is the best day ever. Wonderful miracles are happening right here, right now, inside and outside of our bodies, as we see the goodness, the wholeness, and the perfection of everyone and everything. As I just release this into the universal action of the law, knowing all is well. And so it is. And so it is. All right. Get out there, have the best day ever. See love. Thank you. Thank you for being here. All right.